Hi everyone, this is Neha Bhalla, Regulated Canadian Immigration Consultant. And now that you are watching my video, this means that soon you are going to apply for your postgraduate work permit. So guys, postgraduate work permit is a very important step. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. So please do not mess it up. Be well prepared in advance and you should always be prepared and you should know what are the rules and regulations for the PGWP. There are some rules which are related to your study permit and your PGWP. So you should be well aware of these rules so that you don't make any mistakes right now. Otherwise, you will have to face the repercussions later. I had few clients who come to me after they have made so many mistakes, and then they ask what can I do now? I haven't received my postgraduate work permit. I wasted my time doing my 2-year studies, and after that I didn't even get the postgraduate work permit, which was the main aim of the student, right? So that is why I am making this video for all the international students to make you aware about the laws and regulations, so that you know that this is the rule, this should be followed, and if I don't follow this would be the repercussion. Okay, so you should be aware about all these rules and regulations right now only. Okay, so before starting the video, once again, I am Neha Bhalla, Regulated Canadian Immigration Consultant, and I do make regular videos, anything related to Canadian immigration. So if you want to stay updated about Canadian immigration, any IRCC updates, anything related to PR, citizenship, your PGWP. So yes, we do talk a lot about it. And if you want to stay in touch with all these things, then please do consider subscribing my channel. And now, without wasting any time, let's start with a video about some important reminders before applying your postgraduate work permit. Okay, first of all, postgraduate work permit, as you all must know this, that it is an LMIA exempt open work permit. And yes, it is once in a lifetime opportunity. So one important thing is that many people call me, message me, they ask that, okay, now when I've got my postgraduate work permit, can I be self-employed? Can I do full-time work or can I do part-time work? So yes, once you receive your postgraduate work permit, it's up to you. You can either do full-time work, you can either do part-time work, or you can also be self-employed. And yes, so postgraduate work permit is given to you. The duration of the PGWP depends upon the duration of your course. And the PGWP that is being issued is issued for a minimum of 8 months and can be issued for a maximum of 3 years, depending upon the duration of your course. Okay, now starting with important reminders. The first most important point is that please do always remember that you can apply for postgraduate work permit only once in your lifetime. That means if suppose you completed your studies, then you applied for the postgraduate work permit, and then you decide, okay, no, let me pursue another course. So if you now opt for any other course and you think that after that course you can again apply for postgraduate work permit, then no, this is not allowed. So you will not get any additional postgraduate work permit in this case for any additional studies. So it's just once in a lifetime opportunity. The second important point is regarding the extension of PGWP. I know, yes, these days the government is coming out with few extension policies like the recent 18 months extension. But apart from that, what is a general rule is that PGWP cannot be extended. So yes, there is only one case where the PGWP can be extended. That is, sometimes what happens is that the students, suppose a student should get a 3-year PGWP, but his passport was not valid for 3 years. Passport would expire in another 2 years. So in such situation, the student got the initial work permit for 2 years and later it can be extended for the remaining 1 year. Right? So this is the only situation where PGWP can be extended. Otherwise, it cannot be extended. Yes, exception is only the temporary policies which are taken out by the IRCC. The third important point is a maintained status. Suppose you are currently on postgraduate work permit inside Canada and you want to extend your stay, you want to extend your work permit basically. So yes, what option you have is, See, PGWP itself cannot be extended, but yes, if you have any other option, like suppose your spouse has now come on a student basis to Canada and now you qualify for a spousal open work permit. So yes, before your PGWP expires, before its expiry, remember this is important. So before it expires, you can apply for a new work permit like a spousal open work permit, or maybe you get an LMIA, so you can apply for an employer specific work permit. But remember, before your initial PGWP expires, if you apply for the another category of work permit, then you will be on a maintained status. This will means that now, even if your PGW expires and you did not get the decision on your another work permit application, so till that time also you are eligible to work. So you can work till the time you receive the decision on your next work permit application, only if you applied for the next work permit before the expiry of this current PGWP work permit. So only on this condition you can be on a maintained status and keep working. Okay. So fourth important point now for those for the international students who are thinking to apply for a postgraduate work permit. I know you all want to work while you wait for the PGWP. So what to do so that you can work while you wait for your PGWP application result? If you apply for a postgraduate work permit while your study permit is still valid, yes, it should be still valid. It should not have been expired. So suppose your study permit is expiring on, say, September 30th, right? And you applied for your postgraduate work permit before September 30th. You applied on 10th September, your PGWP. So you applied it while you have a valid study permit in existence. So in this case, even if your PGWP application will be in process, you will still be allowed to work. While waiting for the decision on your PGWP application. So while the application is in process, you can continue to work. Only if you applied when your study permit was valid and not expired. A proof of this interim work authorization. So this authorization that yes, you are authorized to work during this time. How you explain this to the employer? So sometimes what happens is, many employers are aware, I know, but few employers I have seen, they ask for a proof that please give us some proofs that you are eligible to work, you have a valid status, because you don't have a valid work permit. So do you have any proof that you are allowed to work? So yes, what happens is, in this scenario, when you go to the online application, when you submit your postgraduate work permit application on the online portal, what happens next is, first, at the time of submission, immediately you get a AOR, that is the acknowledgement of receipt. So you get the submission proof that yes, you have submitted an application for your PGWP. So this AOR letter, this submission proof, is generated automatically by the GCMS system as soon as you submit the application. But this was also not considered as a sufficient proof. So what happened is, after February 2021, now what happens is there is a change in the system. After you get a AOR, then what happens is the GCMS system, it validates certain rules, like maybe your study permit was valid. So it validates such rules. And after it validates these rules, it generates a second letter. So it's an IMM 0127E letter. It's a work authorization letter. It is sent automatically to your GC portal, GC accounts. And what it states is, it gives you a validity. It states clearly in that letter that till this particular date, which is 120 days from now, till this particular date, this particular applicant is now authorized to work until this particular date. So many employers now take this letter as a proof that yes, okay, this applicant is on maintained status. He's eligible to work for us now. Yes, if 120 days passed and still you do not get the result on the application, you can raise a web form and request IRCC for another such letter of interim authorization to work letter. Okay, now last important point, very important for you international students, is that what happens if your study permit expires and you have not applied for your postgraduate work permit. In this situation, what options you have, let me tell you in brief. As you know, study permit becomes invalid after 90 days of your course completion date. So in case your study permit is invalid, or in case it has expired and you did not apply for your postgraduate work permit, So now you will not be eligible to work. So now in this case, you will not be eligible to work while your PGWP application will be in process. So the options you have is, okay, that now your study permit has expired and no other work permit applies. So the first option you have is that you can leave Canada and then apply PGWP from outside Canada. You can go to your home country and initiate the PGWP application from your home country. The other option you have is a restoration process. So what happens in a restoration process is restoration can also be done only in 90 days after your study permit has expired. So your study permit expired on suppose 30th September. Now you have another 90 days. So in this 90 days period, you have the option. What you can do is that you can apply for an application of restoration of your status as a student. So you can apply this application together with the new postgraduate work permit application. So you have to pay the correct fees, that is $350 for restoration and $255 for the PGWP. In case 90 days has also passed from your study permit expiration date, in that case you do not have the restoration option also available, and in that case you only have the option to leave Canada and then apply from outside Canada. Or else what you can do, one thing is you can change your status to visitor. You can apply for a visitor application and you can change your status to visitor, and then you are physically present inside Canada, but you can make an application for work permit from outside Canada application category. So this is also one of the options that is available by changing the status to visitor. So I hope I have cleared many of the important points, doubts which you might be having in your mind right now. And I know many of you have different situations also. And these were general questions. Yes, if you still have any specific situation related queries which you think you are not being able to get answer to, or if you have any issues in applying your postgraduate work permit, then yes, our company Sans Global Immigration do take all such complicated cases. You can go ahead, you can book a consultation at this number. You can talk to me directly regarding your queries and your questions. Yes, I'll be coming up with more such videos specifically for international students also, on topics related to PGWP, about its validity, about going outside of Canada and then coming back to Canada. So all such topics I have in my mind because I get many queries regarding those topics. So yes, I will try my best to come up with those videos as soon as possible. And yes, at last, if you like my video and it helped you in some way and you wanted to remain updated with all such topics, then please do consider subscribing my channel. Do like my video and share it with your friends and relatives. Thank you so much.